Armin stood at the base of the mountain, his breath visible in the cold morning air. Snow capped the distant peak, and the trail ahead was steep, rocky, and daunting. In his hand was a crumpled photograph, an old one, showing a smiling young man in a graduation gown with his parents on either side. His father's arm rested proudly on his shoulder. That man in the photo was him, just 2 years ago. But now he barely recognized the person. Life had changed. After his father's sudden passing and failing his civil service exam twice, Armin had lost himself to hopelessness. The vibrant, confident boy who once believed he could change the world had become a shadow, haunted by self-doubt, disappointment, and guilt. This trek wasn't just a trip, it was his mother's last hope for him. He sat on a rock and looked back. The valley below was calm and beautiful, but it reminded him of everything he had left behind: a cluttered mind, a silent phone, and a future that felt blank. "Go," she'd said. "Sometimes we need distance from our problems to see them clearly." Loose stones made it hard to keep balance. His legs started to ache. Doubt crept in. And so here he was, alone, carrying his pain uphill. He took a deep breath and looked at the path. The first hour was smooth. The sun was kind, and the forest sang with birds and wind. She was older, maybe in her 50s, with silver hair, a bright red jacket, and a smile that could warm glaciers. Armin's steps were firm. The mountain seemed conquerable. But then, the path turned steep. Why am I doing this? I'm not a hiker. I can't even pass an exam. I fail at everything. His breath grew heavy. Armin watched her go, her steps steady, her spirit undeterred. It didn't come from a place of arrogance, but curiosity. A simple "what if" that poked a tiny hole in the cloud of negativity. Just as he was about to turn back, a hiker passed by. "Going up?" She asked. "Your thoughts shape your world. Think badly, and the world feels cruel. Think well, and you'll find light, even in darkness." Armin shrugged. "I guess doesn't seem worth it." The terrain got rougher, but something had shifted in him. Every time a negative thought crawled in, he countered it, not with blind optimism, but with reasoned hope. "Most things don't, until you reach the top," she chuckled. With that, she continued, humming a soft tune. Something about her words lingered. He forced himself up and walked. Every step felt like a battle, not just against the slope, but against his thoughts. He sat on a large boulder, watching the sun glint off distant lakes. Still thinking about it, but thinking differently now. "I'm not smart enough. I don't belong anywhere." After he was gone, I felt like giving up on everything. But one day, I decided to do what he loved in his memory. It saved me. What if I never succeed? And then, a small voice in his mind replied, "I am growing. I am trying. And that's enough for today. But what if you do?" The thought startled him. "Didn't quit, I see." He remembered something his father once told him, long ago on a rainy afternoon. "Armin, you can't control the storm, but you can learn how to dance in the rain," he wrote. Was that what he'd been missing? Not ability, but belief. "I've realized something. The mind is more powerful than any obstacle. Positive thinking doesn't mean pretending things are perfect. It means choosing hope over despair, strength over weakness, growth over failure. I'm still the same person, but now I believe in me again. Believe in the power of what if I can. And you will discover a version of yourself that has been waiting at the top of your mountain all along." He took a deep breath and kept going. Hours passed. The sun rose higher, and so did he. But it will give you the strength to keep going, the courage to try again, and the resilience to rise when life knocks you down. You failed the exam. You see yourself differently. The path narrowed and the air thinned, but he kept moving. When his legs screamed, he reminded himself, pain is temporary. Quitting lasts forever. Yes, but that doesn't mean I'm a failure. Others are ahead of you in life. Everyone has their own timeline. You'll probably fall again, and I'll get up again. By the time he reached the halfway point, Sweat soaked his shirt, but his spirit was lighter than it had been in months. Then he saw her again, the silver-haired hiker, resting under a tree. She smiled. He smiled back. She patted the spot next to her. "You know, I've climbed this mountain every year since my son died." Armin looked at her, surprised. He loved hiking. She continued. "I'm sorry," Armin whispered. She nodded. "Grief never fully leaves. But neither does love. And when you think with love, you see the world differently." Armin continued climbing. When his mind whispered, "You're not enough," he shouted inside, "I am learning." At last, after hours of struggle, he reached the summit. The view stole his breath. The entire valley stretched below him like a painting. Rivers like ribbons, forests like patches of green velvet, the sky endless. He stood there, letting the wind kiss his face, tears forming in his eyes. Not just because he made it, but because he believed he could. That night, back at the cabin, Armin opened his journal for the first time in months. "Today I climbed a mountain. Not just the one made of stone and snow, but the one made of doubt and fear inside me." Moral of the story: positive thinking isn't magic. It won't erase your struggles or guarantee success. Your thoughts shape your reality. Choose them wisely,